Okay, got it. All right, got it. All right, people got a pen and a piece of paper, so if you haven't done that, go get one, and I'm going to continue on. All right, so here's where I want to start, right? Where I want to start is this, right? What are the 5 things you would do if you didn't have to worry about money and you didn't have to worry about time? Time and money weren't an issue. What would you do with your life, right? If you could live wherever you wanted, however you wanted, go wherever you wanted, go on vacation as much as you wanted, drive the car that you wanted, what are 5 things that you would do? What are 5 things that you would do, have, or become? Some people would do more things, some people would have more things, some people would become more things, right? But what would you do? What are 5? Just write down 5, right? And maybe share 1 or 2 of them in the comments as you're doing it. What would you do if time and money weren't an issue for you, right? For me, I always wanted to live at the beaches of the world. This is just like a dream of mine. And the reason I think that dream got installed in me is because I'm from Alaska and it's cold. But I always had this fantasy where I could like wake up in some tropical country, open my, doors to my big home, look out over a beautiful view, maybe the mountains, maybe the ocean, and step into the sunshine every day, right? I'd gone to Hawaii a few times when I was a kid, and there's just something magical about the hot sand. Walking down to a beach from a house that is perched just a mile away, sinking your toes into the hot sand as the waves come roaring in. And I used to imagine being able to make money in a way where it wasn't connected to the time that I put into it, right? They never teach you how to do that in school for sure, right? So people want to move back to Florida, right? Travel the world, right? All sorts of neat things people want to do. Travel, where do you want to travel? Right? So you got to start dreaming because this is where it starts, because this business is built for people that are dreamers, right? Built for people that are dreamers. And sometimes it's not just about like having fancy stuff. Like I actually don't have a lot of fancy stuff. I have a big house, and my house is honestly like just gigantic, for the amount of people that live here. I mean, there's only 4 people here, right? This house is really, really, really big, right? But I don't really have like the fancy cars and stuff like that because it's not really practical for Costa Rica. I don't really have tons of nice stuff. I don't have tons of nice jewelry and stuff like this. I mean, I got this necklace. It's like $8,000. It's solid gold, but like I don't have like tons of stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just want to be able to live my life the way I want to be able to live my life and make decisions that are my decisions. That decisions aren't related to the time and the money that I have to put in order to make them happen. That's what I want to be able to do, right? But some people, they want different things. Maybe they want a really fancy car, right? Maybe they want a really nice watch. Maybe they want something that they can just buy for their wife. Maybe they want to be able to buy their wife something with a diamond in it every single month, right? Maybe they are just so sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck and just living on this treadmill. They just want to step off the treadmill and see what lies beyond the road ahead. See, too many people, they live like this. They live like the drowning man grasping for air, only they're not grasping for air. They're grasping to get out of desperation all the time. And so they never lift their head above the water to see the beautiful ocean in front of them, right? And that's what it's like when you're living paycheck to paycheck. That's what it's like when you're living week to week. That's what it's like when you're living month to month. What it's like is it's like you're a drowning man, drowning and gasping for money, right? Because you could never lift your head quite above the water long enough. You just couldn't grasp the air, and then you're back down underneath the water, aren't you? But what if you could just lift your head up and you could just see the beautiful ocean that lies ahead, right? There's a power in dreaming, and there's a power in freedom. And I believe that everything that I do is here to help you create freedom. And a couple different kinds of freedom, and all the different kinds of freedom that I want to help you create are important. And I want you to pay attention to everything that I say tonight, every story that I tell, because, whoa, that's a weird bug. I should probably shut my door. Whatever. There'll probably be more bugs that fly in here as we go through the night, right? I want you to pay attention to everything I say here, right? Because it's all important, right? So there's 3 different kinds of freedom that we got. And I'm going to show you how to create all 3 over the course of the next little bit, right? Especially right now with Empower Network, because now is a special time, right? Now is a special time. And if you're not in Empower Network, there's a button on the right that says Get Access Now. It coached the person who invited you to this presentation, this training really on how to live your dream life. And I would just get in and at tonight, and just continue listening. And as you're buying and as you're getting in, I'll show you how to make everything work. All right. And just trust me on that. I've helped create a lot of success for a lot of people. And this team has created a lot of success for a lot of people. And the reason we've been able to do that is because what we teach works, has been proven to work, and is proving itself to continue to work for a very long period of time. So I want you to just trust what we're going to say, that it's done $158 million in sales. We've created 16 millionaires from what we're teaching tonight. Okay, and it works. And I'm going to show you a faster and better way to do it tonight, and I'm going to show you a way to do it that literally will skip over just what you consider to be normal, even in a really special kind of an industry. We're still going to skip over what's normal there. All right? So different kinds of freedom, right? Number one, you've got time freedom, right? This is something that almost nobody has. Time freedom, right? Nobody has time freedom. That's the reality. It's because business requires you to be at certain places at certain times, and therefore your income is always, right? If you stop having clients, unless you own a gigantic law firm that's ran by the people, right? You're the one that just put money in, right? Almost every kind of a business where you make any kind of money requires lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of maintenance time. So almost nobody has time freedom, right? Almost nobody. But what would you do if you could control your schedule and it didn't have to be controlled around work? If you could control your work schedule around your life, what would your life be like? See, most people, they try to control their life around their work schedule. I want to help you build a business in a way where you build your business schedule around the life that you want. It's different. That's called time freedom, right? Number two kind of freedom is money freedom. Now, money freedom is not, right, having all the money in the world. I'm not the richest person in the world. Money freedom is having the ability to live the life you want to live with the financial resources you have without making the decisions that you need to make based on the amount of money that you have. All right? That's money freedom. Okay? Money freedom. Okay? Money freedom. Money freedom is the ability to buy what you want to buy, not what another man wants to buy. It's not being a millionaire. It's not making $1 million, although it could be. What it is it's when you want to be able to do something, and when you want to be able to create a dream, you can do it and have the financial resources to be able to make it happen just that way and to be able to make it happen right now. That's money freedom, right? And then you've got location freedom. Location freedom. Again, something almost nobody has. Actually, this can only exist in the internet age. Why? Because when else in the history of the world could you build a business where you didn't have to be in a certain place? You can't do that as a carpenter. You can't do that as a lawyer. You can't do that as a doctor. If you're a lawyer, you move to a new state, you got to pass a new bar exam. You got to do that too if you're a doctor, and different kinds of states have different kind of rules, right? So depending on what your profession is, there's almost nothing in the world that has location freedom, right? Even people that work for Google and work for big internet companies usually work in big offices that are located somewhere, right? Having an ability to build a business from wherever you want to be, not to control where you live from your work, but to control, right? To control your work from where you live, wherever that is. Maybe you want to live in Singapore. Maybe you want to live in Costa Rica. Maybe you want to live where you live in the United States, but just in a bigger, nicer home. But maybe you don't. Maybe you've never even thought about that and asked the question, wait, I can go anywhere I want, right? That's location freedom, right? Location freedom. And how can that exist? That can exist through the power of the internet. That can exist through a modality where you can get customers, right? And you can build a business that expands into other countries and territories all over the world. Which brings us into our next one, which is time zone freedom, which is kind of related, right? What's time zone freedom? Time zone freedom exists when you make money all through the day and night, right? In every time zone in the world. If you can imagine that for a second. It's like the old British Empire, right? The old British Empire. The sun never set on the kingdom, right? And that was like a fantasy for people back then, because in order to get around the world, it's like months and months and months and months and months of being at sea. But now we can get around the world, and we're on around the world on this hangout, in fact, just like that. In fact, what country you're from? Just type what country you're from in the comments as we continue on, and just tell me what country, right? Let me just check something here real quick. Tell me what country you're from. Well, other people can hear, so got some people that are having problems, but other people are not having problems, and so Let me just make sure. Refresh here. Just tell me what country you're from, and I'm going to continue on here in a second. There's a little bit of a delay, right? Before I can see the things